Well, this idea that I can be doing everything right in my life, health-wise, so I'm looking after myself mentally, physically, spiritually, I'm eating well, I'm filtering my water, I'm exercising, I'm meditating, I'm abstaining from alcohol and cigarettes, and doing all of these things that we associate with health. I can be doing all of these things, putting the time and effort in, and be one day walking down the street, minding my own business, and then walk past Joe Bloggs on the street who's not doing any of those things, who is now at risk of harboring or who is harboring an infectious, contagious pathogen, and then he can pass that on to me and undo all of the hard work that I've done and now cause illness in me. That phenomena is something that we have been brought up with since basically the day we could walk or talk. Our parents or people in places of authority tell us that this is so, and we believe it. And then we frame the way that we approach life and our very existence under this guise or from this point of reference that illness is transmitted, and we live our lives accordingly. Now, that should be a very simple thing in principle to demonstrate, Paul, that sick people make healthy people sick. And these experiments, you should just be able to get a bunch of sick people and a group of healthy people, and you put them in a room together and you see what happens. Like, that's as difficult as it needs to be. And you can see, did the healthy people become sick? Most people, if you ask them on the street what would happen, they'd say, of course. If it was chickenpox or measles or the flu, yes, the healthy people would get this illness. There might be a few people that don't, but that's because they've got strong immune systems, but the majority would. Now, these experiments have been done. Most people don't realize that they've been done. And what happened was that basically nobody got sick. And if people did get sick, there are other potential explanations as to why they got ill. So there was just a number, like a very small handful of people in any of these experiments who got symptoms that were said to be, proof of disease transmission. But when you really sink your teeth into it and you pull back the layers, it becomes apparent that they have never demonstrated this phenomena called contagion. And that may come to a shock to some people, because our lives, not just over the last 4 years, but for many decades now, even over a century, have been dictated by this idea. Now, if that idea is wrong, that's a major problem. It has societal, political, religious, scientific explanations. The consequences are far-reaching. So it's a very wide impact that it would have if that is proven to be false. So I think it's important that we look at this idea with an open mind. We're critical about the evidence that's there, and we're able to have these discussions free from being ridiculed or being called names. It's like, let's just look at what the science says. What are the facts? And let's toss out anything that's not supported by evidence or that is pseudoscience, and let's start again from fresh so that we can get humanity on the right track and move together with an understanding that is based in reality, that is based in fact. A systematic review has been done for almost any topic you can think of in medicine. You take like particular surgeries or particular drugs or particular interventions or whatever. There's been a systematic review on just about every single thing. One thing that you will not find a systematic review on is contagion. Not one has ever been done where someone has gone through the literature and taken all of the experiments where sick people have been exposed to healthy people and seen what happens. That's never been done in medicine. That should ring alarm bells to people. Why hasn't it been done? Because if it was, it would be clear proof that the phenomenon of contagion is not a real thing. It doesn't happen.